Welcome back to your newest favorite podcast, Beards and Bitcoins, where BitBoy and J-Chains get together each week to talk about crypto and things happening in the community. They will bring you some special guests and giveaways, so make sure you're subscribed. For all show-related news, you can find the guys on various social media outlets. Everything is listed on the official show Twitter account, @BeardsBitcoins. Now, without further introduction, two dudes that have beards, like Bitcoins, and want to talk to you about both, BitBoy and J-Chains.
Hey guys, welcome back to your favorite podcast, Beards and Bitcoins. I am your co-host, BitBoy.
Hey, what's up? It's J-Chains. Hope you guys are doing well. Good to be back. Right, BitBoy? We're back.
We're back. We're back.
We're back, baby.
Yeah, it's been a crazy time. Been a crazy couple of weeks for both of us. So we actually, as you guys know from our last podcast, we did it live at World CryptoCon, which is interesting because that's actually some of what we'll be talking tonight, a big hubbubaloo, if you will. That's not a real word, but I think you get the idea of some things that happened during World CryptoCon. We're going to be talking tonight about professionalism in crypto and how that kind of relates to the conference. So we did that together. And then the next week, which is last week, we missed the podcast. I was actually moving last week. J-Chains, what did you have going on?
I had a pretty solid week with work, man. I do some transportation stuff all throughout the year, and this happened to be just like our busiest time of the year. So it was a nutty 10 days for me. I'm glad that it's slowed down. I'd like to first take a moment to thank the sponsor of our show, one of the sponsors, HODL Fuel. Before we get into our weeks, you can check them out, Twitter @HODLfuel, hodlfuel.com on the web. Grab some coffee, 10% discount when you use the promo code Beards Bitcoins. So you don't want to forget about that.
Absolutely not. My wife actually took my Beards and Bitcoins tumbler to her school on Tuesday, where she teaches a class one day a week, and she said all of her students were like, "Beards and Bitcoins, that's so funny." Little no coiner students.
Remember, they're non-crypto bros and brochachas.
Yes, non-crypto bros and brochachas. Excuse me. No offense intended. I'm really sorry. I used the faux pas of no coiner, which we don't say anymore. That's not a real thing. Okay, we've moved past this. It's the the NC word. We don't say it.
We don't. So thanks again to HODL Fuel. This week, we're, hey, as you guys probably know, we do give away some coffee. So we're going to give away a bag of coffee. But not only that, we're going to give away 150 XLMs, some lumens, baby. So you'll see the tweet come out after we post the episode this week. Make sure that you're a follower. Make sure that you like, retweet, and let's tag a few friends. Let's get an audience going to the show. So that's a good way to win some crypto. So we are going to give some crypto to you as well as some coffee from HODL Fuel. So check for that post. It'll be coming Friday.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
I think it's.
Wait, what
day? What day? Today, we're recording this. We can't let you guys even know what day we're recording it. It's top secret. Going to be posting this on Thursday. So
there we go. Thursday.
Right. We'll announce the winner on Monday, unless we forget, and then we'll do it Tuesday.
Unless we think, yeah. Well, we won't forget. But anyway,
no, not a chance.
Yeah. So like, follow, retweet, and tag some friends.
Yeah. So also, Justin, you got your or J-Chains, pardon me, you got your crypto movement hoodie on. That thing's looking nice, isn't it?
Thank you to our other sponsor, Crypto Movement. I went out to the mailbox today, and lo and behold, my Crypto Movement hoodie. It is hoodie season. It was chilly today here in Austin, Texas, so it was nice little addition to the fall wardrobe.
It's been. I don't know about you, but it's been raining here for like 2 weeks in Atlanta. 2 weeks straight. It's been insane.
That is no good. I've literally been locked in my house. I work at home. So I've literally been locked in my house for the last 10 days and went outside today, and it was cold. There was even a frost on the ground. I mean, it doesn't get that cold here in Austin.
That's nuts.
It was frost.
That is really crazy. Well, I don't know if I'm getting a Crypto Movement hoodie, but if I am ever getting one, I did move. So just remember, I know you're listening. I know you're listening. Sponsor Crypto Movement. I won't say your name.
Man, it's so comfortable.
Oh, don't rub it in. But yeah, so Crypto Movement is our other sponsor, which is going to bring us to our next segment, which is the Crypto Movement Twitter shout out. Crypto Movement, obviously, as you guys know, is the crypto apparel for the crypto enthusiast. You can find them at cryptomovement.com. That's crypto-mvmt.com. And you can find them on Twitter and Instagram at Crypto Movement. Also, you can get, I believe, 10% off with the code Beards and Bitcoins. Yep. Or, I'm sorry, it's just Beards Bitcoins for the
Beards
promo
Bitcoins,
code.
Yep.
So, for our Twitter shout out this week, who you got, Jay Chains?
Well, I am going to give my Twitter shout out to none other than Christopher Crypto. As you mentioned recently here, we were just in Vegas, and a couple of the Satoshi droppers, we all got to meet in person. And Christopher Crypto, man, it was good to connect with you, brother. He actually did our last episode with us. He was our guest. We're like, two brothers in a pod, man. So it was cool to meet him. Good to finally meet a bunch of y'all in real life. So Christopher Crypto, this one's for you, man. Shout out, brother. What about you? What you got, big boy?
Yeah, so I'm going to shout out a good friend of mine. We usually stay away from Twitter shout outs for our fellow Satoshi droppers, which if you didn't check out my Satoshi droppers video I made from the conference, it was pretty sweet. But I'm shouting out Crypto Brecky, a.k.a. Crypto Breakfast, a.k.a. Brecky von Bitcoin. We got to have him on the show one day. Yeah. But I'm shouting him out for him and Shil Nye, who we've already done a shout out for, did what they're calling the Salt Bucket Challenge, where get rid of the salt on Twitter for salt season, they actually dump salt on their head. I actually took part in this challenge today, and I thought,
hey, better.
Hey, batter up. Safe. So it was freezing when I did that. I'm glad it wasn't ice water. I'm glad it was just salt. But so I thought that was a really cool idea. And, trying to just break up. I mean, we're in a bear market, and we're going to talk about the market in just a second because it's been massively bad this week. We've had the biggest dip we've had all year. Maybe not percentage-wise, but yeah, it's been rough. We hit some low points today. So I tend to think that it will go back up, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But there's a lot of salt, bear market, people are just upset, frustrated. When we get to our main topic later, that's what this whole thing revolves around, professionalism and crypto, which are just people judging each other. I called it, with crypto, it's peer-to-peer transactions and also peer-to-peer judgments, because it feels like people are really judging other people in the space right now. And I honestly believe that if we were in a bull run, we would not be seeing this. I think we're seeing this because we're in a bear market and people are frustrated, they're upset, they've lost money, and they just want to, it's what we really do as people. When there's stuff about ourselves or our lives that we don't like, and like to be the tallest building, we got to knock other people down, right? That's how you become the tallest building in town.
Yeah, people project their problems on other people, and by belittling, that's what happens, right?
It's a fact of life, right? So with the Salt Bucket Challenge, they were kind of playing on that and trying to just get people to, promote community and promote positivity on crypto Twitter, which is what the Satoshi Droppers, a group I'm in with Jay Chains as well. It's what we're all about, right? Spreading positivity, proof of community, as we like to say.
Sir.
And I thought that was a pretty cool thing that they did. So big shout out to them for doing that, Crypto Brecky and Shil Nye. But let's move on. Before we get to our main topic, usually we just got one topic we discuss. Today we're actually going to pick two because the markets were so bad today. I thought it would be probably unfair to not discuss the markets because they are the main topic on everyone's mind right now. Jay Chains.
Time out really quick. Now everybody knows what day we recorded. It was top secret, but now everyone knows.
Oh my gosh. It's top secret. Everyone knows. Okay, guys, we're recording on Wednesday. If you guys didn't know, okay. I want to keep it top secret, but when I said that, we were pretty much doomed to know the day. Yeah, so unless we have a much bigger dip tomorrow. We certainly didn't have a big dip yesterday. Yeah, I hope not.
No. Yeah, no, I hope 55. 55 was the lowest I saw it. I didn't know if it got any lower than that, but
it was down. It was in the 54s for sure, and it depends on where you look. Yeah, it depends on where you look. Like I do fake trading, if you will, on Niffler.co, which is a pretty cool website. I got to know the team pretty well there, but their number was higher than other places. So when it was 54, theirs was like 57. Then CoinMarketCap was also a couple $100 higher than Coinbase. Coinbase was in the 54s today. I don't think CoinMarketCap got lower than the 55s, but I could be wrong. And it's just, different places use different algorithms for how they come up with that price, is long and short of it. But I wanted to talk to you about this because you're my podcast partner and there's nobody else here. But other than that, you were actually working today, right? You had a very busy day, and then you kind of just like stumbled across this. You weren't viewing the dip in real time. So tell me, what were you thinking when you saw the price drop like that?
It was actually you, man. I was in the middle of my day. I was doing something, and I said, "Yeah, that was good." It was just totally focused on doing what I was doing. Then I saw your text message come through, and all of a sudden, it just threw me for a loop. And so I, obviously just paused for a second, went to check out some prices. I think at that point, everything was like 12% or like more already in the red, and started talking. I shot a message to my buddy who's happened to be moving. I think we've talked about him before. He's my buddy here in Austin, who's big in the game, and we were just perplexed as to what happened. Like what was that all about? Like, why are things like flash crashing? Is it manipulation? Is it garage sale? Like, there was a garage sale last year, right? Let's shake some hands loose. What's happening? So it was kind of a shock, man. But did a little research, and we'll see. Well, it doesn't really affect me so much because I'm a hodler. I'm in for the long term. So
yeah.
But, how did you hear about it?
Well, I hear about it because I look at CoinMarketCap literally the entire day. I have it. I actually have a fake.
That was you in the GIF, right? Just checking Blockfolio.
Yeah, I actually have a contact lens that is looks like my eyeball, but it's actually CoinMarketCap on the other side. So I'm just absorbing it in my brain all the time. But I can't even remember how I saw it. I saw somebody talking about something crazy maybe on Twitter, and I went and checked and was like, "Holy crap!" I actually am getting ready to make a pretty good investment in the next, from the sale of my house, which actually closes on Friday. So this is good timing for me personally, for a dip, unless it's going to dip a lot lower. But, so I'm not really that worried about it because I'm like you. I'm invested for the long term. I'm not here for, to make a quick buck and get out of the game. I've now invested not just my money into crypto, but I've invested my whole life into crypto with what I'm doing with the channel and doing this full time and things like that. So, for me, the price doesn't bother me ever, really. I mean, it could dip. The price would have to go to zero and Vitalik Buterin and Charlie Lee say, okay, crypto's over. We quit our projects. That's what would have to happen, which is not going to happen, for me to get out of it. Right.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. It's unless it just dies, I'm not going to exit. I'm not going to sell. I'm just going to hold on because like you, I'm not in it full time. I will be hopefully in a few years, but I see the long-term future of it. That's where the world's going, and we're on the early stages of it. So I'm not selling anytime soon. I'm in it to win it, baby.
Yeah, and I think one thing that a lot of people don't see in this is that the bear market is not just a bear market for crypto. For the crypto projects themselves. Okay, it's not just a bear market for the price. That's what everybody sees. But for those of us that are involved in the community, involved in the space, and especially those of us that do it full-time or part-time, whatever it might be, it's a bear market for all of our social media channels as well, right? It's a bear market for crypto Twitter. It's hard to grow there. It's a bear market for YouTube. And of course, crypto YouTube specifically. It's a bear market for Instagram. There were people during the bull run that were getting thousands of subscribers to their YouTube channel a week that were making really crappy content. And now, even your best people out there, your bigger accounts, they're usually losing subs every month. They're not actually even gaining anymore. So it's just, the market impacts a lot more than just the price. And that's really the way I see it. I'm more excited, honestly, for a bull run and what that will do for my social media channels than I am what it's going to do for my finances, I guess, No,
I get that. I get that. I think that's kind of it's a good way to look at it. I'm not in it for the money. There's what's that everybody says? I'm in it for the tech. I'm not even in it for the tech. I'm in it for the lifestyle. I'm in it for the change to the world.
Right.
That's what I'm in it for. I'm in it for the friends.
For the
I'm
friends.
in it for friends too. Yeah, you guys are my friends. It's no, I mean on a real note though, it's we're in some crazy time, and it's just the point where it's hopefully make it or break it. I mean, some people call it a dead cat bounce. We'll see. I mean, what happened last year? Do you think it'll be a repeat of last year? I mean, we're coming up towards the end of the year. Everybody remembers the big bull run of 2017.
Yeah,
it could happen. It might not happen. I don't know.
I don't think it'll happen this year. It's not looking good for this year.
No, but it doesn't matter to me though.
Yeah. I saw somebody saying that, like, actually, it was my friend Mark from Encrypted Apparel today, in a little chat I'm in with him. He was saying that he could foresee it like this is kind of just a routine schedule. It's like 2017, it's 3 months of slow gains, or 3 quarters of slow gains, 1 quarter of incredible gains, 4 quarters to wipe it all out, and then you basically repeat that cycle over and over and over again. I can almost see that. Like, I could almost see us continuing to go down. Quarter one of 2019, I can see the price starting to go up slowly for 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter go parabolic again. I could see that. Certainly, I hope it will happen faster than that. But I think the most important thing that people really got to understand is, this is definitely not the time to panic sell.
Oh, no. Goodness gracious, no. This is the time to be. I mean, again, like what you said, you don't know if it's going to go down. But even if you bought in now and it goes down a little bit, you could, like we talked about this earlier, you could, in some cases, if you buy it at an all-time high and then it starts to drop and you sell, but then it goes even more, you could buy in for double of what, I mean, it all obviously depends on where it goes, but you could double your stack. Even though you're actually losing money, you could double your stack. So when it does go back up, you're in a much better position than you were.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that in that conversation we had earlier off air, it really stemmed from the fact that I saw a Reddit post today that said, and there was a comment basically on it where people were talking about, oh yeah, well, people were telling you when Bitcoin was $12,000 not to panic sell, and like, hey, how much better would you have been if you panic sold then? And the whole thing is, it really got my wheels turning on this, and it's like, there's a difference between panic selling and completely removing out of crypto. I guess the key word is panic, right? You panic sell because the price goes down. There's a difference between that and someone who methodically says, I think the price will actually go lower, so I'm going to pull out temporarily, move to fiat, move to a stable coin, which I don't suggest stable coins, but move to fiat, whatever it might be, and then rebuy again when it dips lower. I mean, that's the dream, right? That's what we all want to do. The problem is for me is it's really hard to peg that methodical time when you feel like you should jump back in. So that's why I just kind of like kiss it all goodbye and just say, it'll do what it'll do.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. There's so many different situations and scenarios that could be, causing this. It could be market manipulation. It could just be, it could be a lot of people just getting ready to sell. I mean, so I know someone that has to sell pretty much everything at a loss this year so that they can take it as a tax loss so that they don't get crushed. Yeah. Because in 2017 was a good year, so it's maybe there's more people like that, and everybody's kind of that's the move to make, is they've got to sell it now so that their tax loss is less than what it is at this moment. And 2019 they'll buy right back in, and then the market will go up. You never know.
Yeah. So
they're all conspiracies.
It's all conspiracies. There's conspiracies about, Roger Ver and Craig Wright fighting, and that's what's causing the dip. But the truth is, like, what I've said for a long time is you just have market makers, and they're going to make the market. The price is going to pump when they're ready for it to pump. It's going to dump when they're ready for it to dump. And sometimes they'll use things that they'll camouflage their moves with things that occur, So with this whole Bitcoin Cash and the fork thing going on right now, which we don't really have time to get into, that could be a way for people to camouflage manipulation. Like, oh, this is why it's going down, but really it's just, the whales and the market makers are doing what they do. So we're just at their mercy, and that's unfortunate. But, the thing to remember at a time like this is we are all still so early in this game that pretty much if you know about crypto right now and you stay in it, you're going to be successful. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Just buy one Bitcoin and just put it away and forget about it.
Yeah.
Just do yourself a favor.
Yeah. And if you don't mind, send me an email, bitboy@bitboycrypto.com, and just let me know where you put it.
Yeah. Under your mask.
Send me all your private keys. Right. I'm just kidding. Don't send me your private keys. So, okay, well, let's move on. Sorry, I don't want anyone to actually. That was my actual email address. Please don't actually send me your private keys. That was a joke. Okay, so let's move on. Let's talk about which that's a good segue. We're going to talk about professionalism in crypto and how that affects the community. Which me telling you to send me your private keys was probably not the most professional thing to do, right? But
it was a lesson. You're teaching them a lesson, so it was good. It was a segue. There's a lesson. It's kind of like an education. You'll give you an education on beers and bitcoins.
Yes, I'll give you an edutainment. That's right.
Yeah. Don't send your private key. But professionalism, that was something that coming out of WCC was a little stirring in the news.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was definitely pretty crazy. Basically, the argument is that Ken Bozak, who we have shouted out on the show before, was not dressed professional enough. Yeah.
Who cares?
Who cares? And that's what we'll kind of get into, but that was the argument, that he didn't dress professional, that he should not represent the cryptocurrency community. You also had BitLord on stage wearing sunglasses. You had Vortex also on stage wearing sunglasses and T-shirts. People had a big issue with that. I think almost everybody on the certain panel was wearing T-shirts. People were saying that different people that were on panels were hungover, they were on mushrooms, or whatever the case may be. And I would say if you are on mushrooms on a panel, that may not be the best idea, but only because you may sound crazy. But to me, when we really focus on the way that people were dressed, and people were basically saying that you need to, wear a button-down shirt. You need to, not wear sunglasses. You need to do this. You need to do that. And like for my panel, when I spoke on the panel I was on with the other YouTubers, I wore a T-shirt and jeans and a backwards hat, right? That's my brand. My hat, my backwards hat is my brand. So I'm not going to change the way that I dress to sit on a panel because I feel like that's not me. That's not who I am.
They didn't ask BitBoy in real life to be on that panel. They asked BitBoy.
Boom.
You go as BitBoy. They didn't ask Kenneth Bozak to be on stage as Kenneth Bozak. They asked him to be Ken. That's Ken. That's who he is. That's what he does. That's how he dresses. And that's his image. I mean, why would he wear a suit and tie? That just doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Why would you expect that?
And we're trying to draw a distinction between ourselves and Wall Street, right? Like you have this one side of crypto. I made a tweet about this, which is basically, oh, we hate Wall Street. We don't want ETFs. We don't want institutional money. We want to push all those people away. That's crypto Twitter. Then also crypto Twitter is, hey, you better look just like those people on Wall Street if you're going to get on stage and talk. Like that doesn't make any sense, No, and there's a meme, and I love this meme so much because there was a time in my life where I was ultra mega successful. Now, I had a business that was going really, really, really awesome for several years. And then, a lot of different things changed and it's not as successful now as it used to be, but I was really successful at one time. I just always wore whatever I wanted to, when I went to a place, I didn't want to dress like everybody else dressed. Like everybody's wearing pants, I might wear shorts, not necessarily just because it's comfortable, but I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. And so, like, for me, this meme really sums it up. It's basically a meme of somebody wearing a T-shirt and sweatpants, and it says, hey, all of those guys that wear suits and ties to work? Guess who they're working for? A guy in a T-shirt and sweatpants.
That's funny.
Right? Because when you're so successful and you have people working for you, you can wear whatever you want, So I don't know why... I'll tell you this, when I'm at the airport and I see people walking around in suits and ties, I feel so sorry for them. That's got to be miserable.
I mean, it's not comfortable to fly in a suit and tie. I've had to do it. It's not comfortable.
Yeah.
Not comfortable at all. But I mean, it's sometimes it's part of the game,
Yeah.
That's me sometimes. Sometimes I got to go to meetings and I got to wear a suit and I don't particularly care for it. I've never cared for wearing a suit, even growing up. But it's it's part of the game right now for me. I hope one day that it's not. One day when I'm wildly successful, I'll wear. My biggest thing is flip flops, man. Like, oh yeah, I like to
big on
I go
flippies.
to like events. I like a sport coat and some pants and flippies, man.
Oh,
I like
flippies. Yeah,
I dress them up.
Yeah, dude. I'm big on flippies, and that's my thing. I understand what you're saying, wearing a suit, because you're representing another company, right? So for me. If let's say all my TV show Crypto Cake goes really well, and I'm representing Crypto Cake, and they say, BitBoy, we want you to go to this event, and this is what we want you to wear. That's a totally different situation.
Yeah.
If you're working for someone and they're dictating the way that you dress, then certainly that's the way that you should dress. For me, I represent my own brand right now, so I'm going to wear whatever I want to wear, and I don't want someone telling me that I shouldn't wear a hat on stage. Sorry, guess what? I've earned the right not to have to listen to you because I represent myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. You got asked to be there. They asked BitBoy to be there.
Yeah.
They didn't ask Ben. They didn't ask Ben to be there. They asked BitBoy to be there.
Yeah.
And so,
and to be fair, I'm making it sound like I got criticism. I actually got no criticism. My YouTuber panel didn't get any criticism. I can think of maybe a little bit from some YouTube drama, but no one talked about what we were wearing. But people did get on the crypto Twitter people on their panel, and I don't really understand why they picked that panel out. And the funny thing is, people were being very selective with what they were doing. Like, they actually showed the audience at some point, and like there was somebody that looked like he was kind of falling asleep or whatever. It was just a weird picture. Like, I was there. There weren't people falling asleep in the panel, like people were just trying to portray this panel like nobody was listening because they weren't dressed a certain way and whatever, so I just think that really
it's like real life fudsters though,
It is.
It's like you're not, like they're trying to spread like a negative image of the whole scene when really like Ken's probably like, I mean, he's one of the best guys to hang out with, man. He's funny,
he's definitely one of the most beloved people in all of crypto Twitter. In real life, on Twitter, he gets a lot of flack thrown his way. In real life, you go find anywhere where people do not like Ken.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah,
he's a solid dude, and so again, like what you said was, this isn't corporate America. This isn't. I don't need to. 90% of us, if you work in crypto, you work at home. There's very few offices for I mean, some of these tokens have their offices. So if you work for a project, that's one thing. But everybody that like does this, like we work at home. Like I'm not in corporate America. Like I don't go to the office. Like like you don't have to like put on a suit and tie to go unless you want to shoot your video.
Yeah.
When you're doing your Trumpy thing.
I do put a suit and tie on when I do my Trump impression. That's Fudd Trump, of course. I know you guys love him. I got some pretty good videos coming up soon for Fudd Trump. But yeah, I think that the whole thing is people are just salty and people are just angry about the markets, and that's why people are getting all this stuff thrown in their direction. I just think in general, like, I watched a lot of people argue on Twitter over the last 2 weeks about stuff, and I'll just give you my perspective on that. I don't respond to trolls. It's never a good thing. It's also usually not a good thing to block people either, because if you block people, then they will like come at you harder, but you can't see what they're saying about you. So usually what I do is I just mute trolls. I just mute them. I don't block them. And I just saw a lot of people engaging. 2 people specifically, I won't call out who they were, but they got into a really intense Twitter beef over the last couple of weeks. And it went on for days and days and days. And I watched people from all ends get dragged into that thing. And that's just not a good look, No. It's just not a good look for us.
It's like some of the things that we talk about on Twitter. It's like things that scare people out. Like if you're a newcomer and you see this and like this is what you come into, you're like, man, screw that. I'm not going to join that. People are crazy. But speaking of that, okay, so kind of what you were reminds me of like something that you were speaking about earlier was shaking people out and like the panic sell, and like one of the things that you kind of kinned it to was people getting out of the game altogether.
Right.
Like, I've got a, like you, I think you said that somebody that's ready to just pack it up and be done.
Yeah. Actually, the co-creator of BitBoy and Hodl. So this was a good friend of mine. If you don't know BitBoy and Hodl, that's how I started my channel, was for this cartoon series that may or may not ever happen. I hope it will. BitBoy, that's my superhero character who I dressed up as, for Halloween, which was really awesome.
Oh, this spandex. If you weren't in Vegas, this costume was awesome. It was gray spandex with a bright orange cape. He had the eye.
Oh yeah.
Belt. Oh, this thing was solid.
It couldn't have been any better. It was perfect.
And it was your sister-in-law who sewed it. Is that correct?
Yeah. So she sewed the patches on. Yeah. I ordered. This is a cool story.
You did a great job.
I ordered the patches. I ended up getting 10 patches. One for my hat and one for my mask and one for my chest. I actually ordered them from a company overseas, and it was only like $30 more for me to get 10 of each than just one of each because just the way that they mass produce that stuff. And I was actually able to pay for those with Bitcoin, which was really cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the company just randomly they get 10% discount for using Bitcoin. So.
Real life application, you gotta love it.
I love that. It was and it was totally random. Like I just hardly any place will sew like embroidery patches in that low of numbers that I wanted. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes me think. Now, market crash. You've got your biddies. You're hanging on to your biddies.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happens if the price goes down and then it becomes, and this is hypothetical, obviously, but now it becomes widely accepted. So you bought in high, it's now found a place down low, and then becomes widely accepted. And then people just start, and now businesses are taking it. You can do everything. You can buy your lunch, you can pay your mortgage, you can buy your car, your gas, everything in crypto. Are you like, oh no, like I am going to lose this money, even though I'm not selling, because now I can start using it.
Yeah. Well, that's a big argument, about, just the use of crypto and adoption. I know my friend Jacob Canfield, I tell this story a lot. He bought a mattress on Overstock.com several years ago, and during the bull run, that mattress would have been worth $400,000. That's pretty crazy, But we were talking about, so my friend, not Jacob Canfield, my other friend, who helped me.
Yeah, your friend that wants to.
So we got into altcoins like really hot and heavy last year. He got in about July, and we connected sometime around December. And, we started talking and hanging out and, or not necessarily hanging out, but talking like every single day about crypto and the markets. And he helped me come up with the characters. And he was the one who actually encouraged me to start, my news videos. And honestly, if it was not for him, I wouldn't be doing any of this. That's the honest truth. He was the one that pushed me to do this. I had done a YouTube channel in the past, and I hated it. It sucked. It was terrible. It was a huge failure. And I didn't want to do it again. And he talked me into it. And, of course, I do it now, and I love it. And, I talked to him a lot about the markets, but he just doesn't pay attention the same way that I do. He doesn't watch crypto videos every day or make content. And so, sure enough, he told me today, like, he sold out of everything. He sold out of everything last week, actually. So, not even today during the dip. So, he's feeling like a genius right now. But, to me, it was just so crazy because we talk about all the time, like, what the market makers are trying to do. They're trying to shake out the weak hands. They're trying to make people
quit. It's the plan. That's what they're doing.
But it's not even hidden. Like, we've been talking about it forever. We've been talking about how this is the plan to shake you out, and you allow yourself to still get shaken out. And I don't know if you know what this is what happens on days like today. People who have been in it for a long time, they give up, they quit, they panic sell. Okay, now what's going to happen in 3 months when the price goes way up? Guess what they're going to do? They're going to FOMO back in. And this is why the whales become the whales and the retail investors stay the retail investors.
Because whales are scooping right now while the idiots are selling, and they're fattening their stacks. And if I think tonight when we're done with this podcast episode, I'm going to go on and buy some crypto. I'm going to take advantage of that dip.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy 150 XLMs, then I'm going to give it away on Twitter.
That's right. So make sure that you follow, like, retweet, and tag some friends for that post, because then you can win yourself some free crypto, and possibly some coffee.
Which
are we going to give away two? Are we going to do two winners or one winner?
One winner. We do one winner. Yeah, let's do one winner I want them to have everything. I want them to have the coffee. I want them to have the Stellar. Because the thing about the Stellar is that the logo is a rocket ship going to the moon, or just a rocket ship. We can assume it's going to the moon. So, really, probably this giveaway will signify the start of the bull run. Not financial advice, of course.
No. And it's I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. I think what
You heard it. You heard it here
first. I think what I'm going to do is every day I'm going to do something crazy, like, I don't know, like sacrifice a Lambo, or maybe like buy a moon toy and crack it, and like I'm going to be like, this is the start of the bull run, and I'll do it every single day, like something different. And so that way, finally, when the bull run starts, it'd be like, see, I told you. Don't you remember when I cracked that moon, man? You know?
Dude, people be like, big boy, you've been saying that for like months, dog.
Yeah, but somebody out there won't know it. I'll delete all the videos. I'll delete all the old videos. So,
all right. And the moment it happens, that's it, man.
That's it.
You called it.
I want to be solely responsible for the bull run.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be.
Like, you get like your place up there by Satoshi. Yeah.
Craig Wright. Wait, that's not right. But
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so I think just the long and the short of it is, don't panic sell right now. The bull run will come. I'll tell you one thing that was really funny, J Chains, was there was an article this week I covered on my channel that said CZ from Binance predicts bull run. And I was like, oh my gosh, how many times have we heard this, whatever. And I went and I read the article, and after I reported on this and made this exact same commentary that CZ himself later made, I found where he actually said the exact same thing that I said, which was kind of cool, which was, how out of context did they take him? Basically what he said was, he said, yes, I am sure that one day, at some point, there will be something that will happen and crypto will go on another bull run.
And then they just chopped it up and said,
he said, predicts bull run. Yeah.
Oh, did they give a date?
No, they didn't give a date, but they made it sound in the article like it was imminent soon. But like, it was just like, it was the most vague quote you'd ever heard. Like, one day there may be something that could possibly cause a bull run. I believe it will happen. But you know,
I was hoping maybe it's today. Maybe today, and then we're gonna settle in like maybe the next couple days. The bull run's gonna start. It'll be that the bull run of 2018. You already think it's gonna happen early or late 2019, right?
I think that by the end of the year, we will have officially started going up, and that really around Q2 next year, we will start seeing maybe some parabot, maybe around March, April, which March would be Q1. But, you know, sometime around that, you know, when all the ETF stuff is behind us, there's just so much crazy stuff. Like this week I talked about an article about how there was somebody possibly trying to put like $5 billion into crypto once the ETF gets approved.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so I went back and I looked back in December, or maybe it was in January. Somebody had done a study that showed, because if you guys don't know this, coinmarketcap.com, the numbers that you see on there are not literal dollars. Okay, so when you see the market cap right now is at 180 billion, that does not mean that there's 180 billion dollars invested into crypto. That means that when you combine all of the money in crypto and all the people that are doing leverage trading, those are the numbers. It's not dollar for dollar. And so somebody did some research and found out that in January, that basically $23 million invested into Bitcoin at one time would have resulted in the market cap going up $1 billion, right?
Oh, wow.
So that's a 40 times difference. So somebody could put $5 billion into crypto, and if they did it using, you know, margin trading and things like that, that could actually result in a $200 billion increase in, you know, in the market cap. So
I didn't know that they factored leverage trading into that.
Absolutely.
I'm so afraid to try it.
That's what Niffler. I'm a big fan of Niffler. You can long, you can't short yet on there, but it's a trading sandbox. It's not real money. And actually, I found out that as of today, I was actually one of the hot trending traders. I'm actually one of the best traders on that site so far, which I never thought I'd be. Like, I never even done leverage trading before. I had made like, as of today, before I did a really big long today. So it's either going to pay off and I'm going to go to the straight top of the site, or either I'm going to lose big time. But I was up 15% over the last month, which is crazy when the market cap has been down, obviously, you know.
Right.
So it was pretty good. So I was pretty patting myself on the back a little bit. Somebody sent me a screenshot.
Nice.
I didn't even know. So, but Niffler is really cool to get on there and learn leverage trading. When you can actually see it and make the longs, it starts to make sense to you. Because until I went out to San Francisco for Litecoin Summit, I had no idea. Like, I knew what leverage trading was, but I didn't understand it at all. And who was it that explained it? Somebody out there explained it to me, and it started making sense. And so I jumped on Niffler and started trying to use it. I would suggest if you're interested in the crypto community or getting involved in the crypto space, you probably need to at least know what it is.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's let's do your research. Learn what you're getting in. It's financial, right? So figure out what you're doing and then risk your money. Don't risk more than you. What's everybody say? Don't risk more than you can afford to lose, right? That's the big.
Yeah. It's paper trading.
Yeah, but leverage trading for me, like what you just said, I know what it is. I understand the concept, but I have zero idea how to do it. And it's probably a good thing. I would not consider myself to be a good trader at all. I'm one of those traders and that's why I hodl, right? Because I might buy something. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to buy into this hot ICO or buy into this hot thing. And then it just dumps. And the price, so I don't chase the ICOs anymore. I got my little bags, some big bags, some really, really heavy bags. But I'm just going to hodl, man, and ride the storm out and see where we get in the next couple of years. I'm just not a good trader. But I think I would like to try this. It's called Niffler. What?
Niffler, NIFFLER.co. Hey,
Niffler.
Make sure when you go sign up, and this is to everybody who's listening to the podcast, go sign up at this link.
Promo code.
No, it's not. No. This is for my contest. I've got to get 150 people to sign up through my link, and when they do that, Niffler's going to run a BitBoy contest, and they're going to give away a Nano Ledger. They're going to give away $100 in the cryptocurrency of your choice and Niffler merch. But I've got to get 150 new sign-ups. So make sure when you go sign up, you go to niffler.co/goal/BitBoy. That's GOAL. Niffler.co/goal/BitBoy. And sign up there.
If you're watching this on YouTube, we'll put it on the video.
My people already know, and I'm really disappointed with my community. I love y'all, but we've had 6 people sign up. We need 150. I ain't playing games with y'all. I want to give this stuff away, dang it. And so y'all go and sign up. One of the big problems though is they're requiring new signups. A lot of people in my community have already signed up for it because I did a video on it a while back. So if this is your first time listening, please go sign up. We'd love to get there so we can give away. We can do the giveaway, so that would be exciting.
You can count on me, man. I'll sign up under your link.
Lucky number 11.
There you go.
Good movie, by the way.
That's a good number.
I guess that's all we got tonight. Well, maybe we can have a guest on next week. It's been a little bit since we've had a guest on one of our regular podcasts, not our live one from World Crypto Conference. But you got any final thoughts tonight, Jay Chains?
No, maybe really quickly about a guest. If there's someone that maybe someone in the community thinks they want to hear us interview, you can always drop us a tweet, and we'll see what we can do about getting a hold of somebody.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm interested in talking to more people in the crypto space. So my final thought is, first of all, market, if it's tanking a little bit, don't panic sell. If you want to kind of average out, sell now, buy a little bit lower later, go for it. Do whatever you need to do. But don't exit out the game. Stay in the game. It's going to be a little bit of a wild ride for the next couple of years, but just stay in the game, figure it out. That's pretty much my takeaway is hold on, baby. Hodl. What about you, brother?
My final thought is, I don't care what y'all say, I'm not taking off my backwards hat. I'm sorry. That's my professionalism in crypto right there.
I'm not wearing a suit and tie.
Yeah, that's right. Here's my final thought. We are in this new decentralized revolution. What about if we just did something different for once and didn't judge each other? We don't always look at people's differences between us and say, oh, they're not doing it the way that we would, so let's say negative things about them. Let's get rid of that out of crypto. This is supposed to be like an open, decentralized movement. Let's make that the same thing with our hearts. Open, decentralized hearts. All right, got a little cheesy there at the end. But
but that's a good takeaway, though, man. I do like that. Not if I can just comment on that really quick. Because, that's great. It's a fresh start. Like, we are doing something brand new. We're starting basically a new currency. Let's start everything fresh. like you said, let's be happy. Let's be friends. Stop the salt. Love each other. And if I don't want to wear a suit, I don't have to. If Ken wants to wear a pink fanny pack and a visor and whatever he wants, go for it. You're not wearing the mask anymore. But if you want to wear a mask, if you want to go for it, this is do your thing. Rep your brand, do your thing.
And I will say that that guy, Ken Bozak, is doing way more for adoption than 99.9% of all of you. And I'm sorry if you feel like you're doing a lot. Ken does more. I promise you. So that's the last guy in the world that you guys want to be judging. Judge him by his actions and by what he's doing for crypto, not by what he wears or the color of his hair. So that's all we got. Big thank you to our sponsors, obviously, Huddle Fuel and Crypto Movement. Until next time, Beards and Bitcoins out.
See ya.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for listening to Beards and Bitcoins. If you like what you heard, show these guys some love and rate review on SoundCloud or iTunes. Also, remember you can always find the guys on social media. The show Twitter page is @BeardsBitcoins. You'll find direct links to BitBoy and JChains from there. Make sure you check for updates, announcements, and contests. Good luck to all who enter. See you next time.